Hey there guys, today's video is all about how to burn more calories, so let's get started. Now, number one is about the thermic effect of food. So let's just explain this a bit if you don't know what it is. Basically, the thermic effect of food is the amount of energy required to digest a certain food or food group. So by energy we mean calories. So certain foods need more calories, to digest than others. So if, for example, one food is 100 calories and 20% of those are needed to digest it, then it's only really 80 calories of energy sort of overall that your body will be taking in, because it will be losing. Obviously it will need, 20 will be burnt in the process of digestion. So in general, carbs and fats range from between 5 to 15%, and typically fats will be on the lower end of that. So they'll typically be close to 5, and carbs will be sort of 10 to 15. But depending on the type and things, and depending on sort of your body and each individual, it will range from 5 to 15%. Now, in comparison to this, proteins range from 20 to 35%, so much higher. Their low end is 5% more than the most energy that carbs or fats will be needed to digest. So this is sort of a big advocate really for a high protein diet, just because obviously that thermic effect there, it adds up a lot. So if you're getting 100 calories of protein, between 20 and 35 of those will be used to digest the protein. So in regards to sort of your total calories for the day and things like that, by eating more protein, it will require more energy to digest, which you'll burn without really realising it. I mean, you're not going to know how much energy your body's using to burn that protein and things. It's not something I feel you should actually sort of add into your daily calories and things like that. But as I said, if you are on the side of a higher protein diet, that's going to make weight loss a lot easier, and it's going to make maintaining weight a lot easier, just because that a little bit extra energy will be used towards burning, towards digesting all of that protein. Now, it's not anything huge, but this is just a small way in that you can burn a few extra calories. So on to the next one, and the next one is about increasing your metabolism. So metabolism is an excuse that's always been used by people that are very overweight. I used it when I was young and extremely fat, and I'll tell you why. Simply because I would go to school, and I'll be honest, I had fairly healthy foods. It was just portion was a little bit too much. But I would see people that would eat, their whole lunch was chocolate. It was just junk food the whole lunch, and I couldn't understand how they were so slim and I was so overweight. So it's often used as an excuse, metabolism. In reality, most people don't have that much. There's not that much difference in your metabolism one person to another. There is some difference when you have thyroid problems. That's when you can have a drop in metabolism. But even with that, it's a relatively small amount of calories. It's not a huge amount. It's nothing that can't be beaten. So in regards to exercise, when you do any kind of exercise, your metabolism will be elevated. It will be increased for a certain amount of hours. One thing, what increases this the most, I would say, is HIIT training, or HIIT, high intensity interval training. That will increase it a huge amount. What I recommend though is actually weightlifting, weight training. What that's going to do, that's going to increase your metabolism for up to 2 days, really, up to 2 days, and your total calories burnt. So the reason it will, increase the amount of calories burnt for such a long time is because when you train, when you do weights correctly, and you train, with a lot of intensity to failure, whatever, it causes basically the way that you build muscle, you get stronger, is muscle fibres that are broken. So it breaks down, those connections, very small connections in the muscle, and then they're rebuilt larger. And that's basically, that's a very basic way of saying it, how muscle is sort of built. You're basically breaking down parts of the muscle and it's being rebuilt larger. So typically 2 days will be the time that it will be sort of rebuilt. You can feel that yourself. You will often feel a lot of aches in your muscles and things. That's just because of the damage that you've caused to them. You're basically breaking them in a small way. For that then to be, rebuilt by your body over the next sort of 48 hours, maybe a bit longer, but in general, within 48 hours. So obviously, to repair damaged tissue is more calories that are needed. When you gain more muscle as well, that will, muscle requires more calories to maintain than fat. So just by having more muscle on your body, you'll be able to eat more. Not saying that's an excuse to eat more, but just saying you won't gain weight as easily as someone with a lower muscle mass. Always important to maintain muscle. As you get older, muscle mass naturally decreases, so you need to be active with weight training in order to try and avoid any sort of muscle loss, especially once you get from your 40s onwards. So that's just another way that that you can burn a few more calories without actively doing it, I suppose. So next thing will be about sort of supplements. This is a way, really, this is something you shouldn't do, but burning more calories, there are lots of things that say they burn calories, fat burners. You shouldn't use fat burners. I'll tell you how they work very simply. They've got tons of fancy ingredients to market. They've got really cool designs, so that you want to buy them. If you can actually, burn fat like never before. But the issue is with these, most of those ingredients, the fancy ones, they're not proven to do really anything at all. They're just there for marketing purposes. By and large, the whole, what is causing you to burn a small amount more calories with fat burners is caffeine, and that's pretty much the only thing that works in them. That's why I don't recommend them, because they're very expensive, and you can just drink coffee. Coffee also has a few other substances that can accelerate fat loss. So one of them, I'm not sure on how to pronounce it, I believe it's epinephrine. That can accelerate fat loss. And then in the coffee itself, you've obviously got caffeine. So drinking a coffee half an hour before a workout, that's roughly how long it will take for the caffeine to sort of activate. That will then give you that extra sort of 10% boost in your workout and help you train harder, burn more calories. So just stick with coffee, don't waste time with fat burners. So that's my advice there. And obviously coffee as well is a lot cheaper than fat burners. It's very cheap, it won't cost you anything, and it will have possibly an even greater effect. So just a few ways to burn a bit more calories there, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Give the video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.